Kenobi's Corner, Kenobi's Corner, Kenobi's Corner.
Is that how loud you're going to get?
Probably not. I'll probably get louder.
Okay, that's good.
What about
right
this
there.
loud?
That's like perfect if you stay there.
All right.
All right.
I know where to stay.
Now I know where to stay. You're going to turn it into ASMR video? Is that what we're doing?
Mm-hmm.
Whisper into the microphone the whole time? Gentle whispers?
Yeah.
Mouth sounds?
That's Careless Whisper.
Oh my God.
All right, well, welcome back to Kenobi's Corner, or welcome for the first time.
Yeah.
I'm Eric, and this is John.
Welcome.
We're here to talk to you about the fantastical, the wonderful, the ever-growing cinematic scape that we enjoy, everything.
Well, at least based off like fantasy, sci-fi, comic.
Yeah,
hero.
somewhere in between there. You know, some stuff like
and
that.
Around.
And aroundabouts. This week, Oscars are coming out. We thought it'd be fun to do our own little list of Oscar picks that fit in our wheelhouse, at least. Based on the fantastical comics and sci-fi and stuff. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to go over some news stories that we came across, breaking olds, and going through some of that. So we're excited, man. Dude, I don't know about you.
I'm super excited.
Yeah.
But first of all, I'm not excited to correct a mistake that I did last time.
Dude,
like
I know you.
Idiot.
I saw you say this, but I was like, I don't remember. What are you talking about, dude?
Dude,
Explain.
It's because you were too busy typing stuff on your computer while I was over here talking and rambling the whole time.
I was looking for that video. Remember?
All right. You're excused. Talking about Demon Bear Saga. If you remember what I mentioned last week was that I said Bryan Sienkiewicz, and it's not Bryan Sienkiewicz, it's Bill Sienkiewicz.
You son of a bitch.
I know, man. But like the one who did the basically was the artist that came on as a Marvel artist at that time, or as a artist to the New Mutants series, that kind of changed the way that comic books were being done, really, almost at that entire time. Really, especially on the X-Men side of things, or the Marvel side of things overall, it was damn awesome, dude. And I can't believe one, he got away with it, and two, that like the stuff that started coming down the line after that was just, dude, forever changed. I think once he kind of jumped on and started doing his stuff. I linked in the description last time. I'll probably put it again in this week's description, just for continuity's sake. But the link that I put in there is basically to New Mutants number 18, which is the first one that he was on. But if you kind of scroll back and forth between the number of articles, like, so you go back to like 17 or look at 1 through 17 under the cover art, and even if you look at the little previews for what's inside of the book itself, dude, it's kind of nuts, man. It's like super stark differences that like just insane, dude. Like, they really, it's very, very different from one to the other, and all of a sudden it's like, it's kind of a little bit of a shock, but then you're like, damn, that looks amazing.
Well, John, I'm a stickler for the truth, so thank you for bringing that to light.
Yeah,
now get the hell out of here.
Of course,
get out. I got somebody else to replace you already. Come in here.
Damn it.
No, we both looked at the door like someone was going to come in.
I'm like, who is it? Who is it?
That would have been super creepy if somebody did come in.
That would have been awesome, though.
Just like I planned.
Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done. That was my correction from last week.
Well, cool, man. Well, at least now people will stop looking, I know I was like, what the hell is he talking about? There's no Bill.
Brian.
There's no Brian, I meant. I'm going to correct that on next week's show.
Anyway.
Anywho.
All right, man.
Well,
let's get in it.
Yes. Now featuretting. We this week was all full of featurettes. You're right.
That was a good one.
Yeah. You got frog cheeks. While you're drinking that water.
Yeah, I was trying to, trying to swallow.
I forgot to get water. Yeah, dude. Marvel put out their Phase 3 featurette. Looks pretty amazing as they continue on, and just a little bit of breakdown of what's to come. And damn it, they showed a lot. It was like, I think, great little segments and interviews for what to the directors and how they feel like what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
And it was just a continuation of, damn it, they really know what the hell they're doing. And oh my God. And the little clips that they showed, and that like to Thor Ragnarok, and just continue.
And it kind of goes into some spoilers there, man. I'm really kind of surprised by it. I was like, what?
Yeah, man. So,
is this official, like, confirmed that it's on the Doctor Strange special features?
That I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
So I don't know how we got this. It was leaked. It doesn't seem like it's on a for sure site.
Yeah.
I don't even know if we should put it in the link in the description, but
it's there.
It seems like it's a featurette from Doctor Strange. At least that's the best we can surmise with the limited information that we have. But damn, it's good, dude. Mm-hmm. It's really good. But what'd you think, man? Like, spoiler-wise?
Spoiler-wise, I mean, it kind of showed a little bit more than I thought they were going to show, but it really kind of goes into the same line of what we've seen in the past, like the Hulk armor, the whole universe as we get into the more cosmic realms, the multiverse, the sharing of the multiverse, and how those intertwine, those stories. So I'm excited, man. I mean, it looks cool. I don't know I'm just super pumped to see Guardians, of course, just coming up, just getting back out there. I'm done with all this fighting on the planet. Let's get out of here. Let's just get out into the world.
Take it into space.
Yeah, let's kick it up a notch, everybody.
Dude, that's one of the things that really bothers me about like the X-Men side of stuff.
Why? Because it's all local.
Half a second, yeah. Because, dude, I don't think anybody goes into space more. Well, no, you know what? That's a lie. Maybe just because there's that many more comics for X-Men. Mm-hmm. But Guardians of the Galaxy, obviously, they're Guardians of the Galaxy, not just Guardians of Earth, so they're all over the place in space and almost all the time. But X-Men, dude, X-Men is probably the Earth team that leaves the most to go into space. I mean, at least it feels like it, man. Like all the ones that I've read that, like, there's so many things. They interact with aliens so much, and they go into space a ton. Like
the X-Jet.
The X-Jet.
Isn't that space worthy?
I don't know if it is or not. I can't remember.
Well,
I think half the time they're abducted or they get in like alien ships and all this other kind of stuff.
Magnetos.
And when they do the Brood and the ship just called Ship, that's a sentient ship with the name Ship.
Cop out. It's the lazy writers there. What do you call this ship?
It was damn good, man.
Ship. Or is it SHIP and it stands for something?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't think so. I don't remember now, but it's been a long time since I've read one with that. I mean, anyway, like, yeah, space. Let's get out there. Let's do it.
Let's bring it on home. Bring it on home and get out into space.
What are you trying to imply?
Can it be both? It's a little bit of both. But the other featurette that came out was for Iron Fist. And slowly, actually, March 17th, I think, right? That's when it drops?
Yes.
That sounds about right. Yep.
A couple weeks, 3 weeks? 3 weeks?
3+ weeks?
Oh, my
4
goodness.
weeks? 5 weeks? No,
3 weeks.
3 weeks. That's going to be dropping, and it really looks like more than any of the other characters that we've seen, he completely understands the range of his powers coming from Go. Like, we get a little bit of the backstory.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah. I get what you're
but
saying.
he knows, he has the power of the fist.
Yeah.
And he just understands, because he trained for it. I mean, he was coming from it. He wasn't seeking it out. He wasn't he wasn't being tested on. He wasn't, under somebody else's power, and it just kind of happened. So I think he understands more than anything, more than anybody else, I feel, and is ready to use it from Go.
Yes.
So I'm excited.
Yes. At the beginning of that whole statement, when you were saying he completes.
He completes?
I was like, I thought you were going to say he completes me. I was like,
oh.
Whoa, Eric.
Yeah. Well, John, sometimes, you're missing a puzzle piece and it just falls into place. I don't know if Iron Fist.
Well, if you had said that, then maybe I would have agreed with your sentiment. But Dude, yeah, man, it looks cool, dude. I just can't wait for it to come out. Like, I think we talked about this kind of midweek when it had released. But I mentioned to you that I really like that it wasn't just another trailer.
Yeah.
It wasn't just another like trailer with the same clips, maybe like one or two new scenes that we hadn't seen in there, and then re-release that, as kind of the new thing that's coming. But it was a whole featurette, new stuff, actor talking about everything. Was it just no, there was a few other people, right? Was it just oh my god, what's his name that plays him?
Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, that one.
Yep.
No, man.
Kamar Taj Katmandu.
The actor's name. That's not Kathmandu.
Kat Dennings.
Finn Jones.
There you go. I was pretty close.
Yeah, I was not close at all. But yeah, dude, I think he's the only one talking over the whole thing, right? Like he's the only one who's kind of saying stuff, talking about the whole series coming up. But
yeah,
dude, interesting stuff that he's got to say, and it looks like he kind of gets. I mean, he at least understands what they're trying to do with the series, right? If he doesn't understand any more about the character, like, okay, understandable. I'd rather have, him talking about the character in the series and who that is, rather than some of the other stuff we've gotten. Like, I can remember. I don't know if Cavill was one or
Cathole.
Henry Cavill.
Oh, okay.
But there's been people who like, oh yeah, like I read all the series of like, I read all these comics to get familiar with the character, and then it's like the character that they portray is nothing like the character in the comics, so it's
was that the sad Batman interview, like the
possibly, yeah, it might have been, but I mean, like it's just he's nothing like who he is in the comics. So yeah, I'd rather have seen him talk about who the character is here and understanding it and kind of getting things going for the show and what that's going to bring for everything. So, I mean, it's cool, man. I'm super excited for it. I just can't wait, man. Like 3 weeks is a long time. It feels like a long time, but I know it's going to be here sooner than.
Well, we got a few things before then, so hopefully that'll tide us over.
Right? You know what's going to tide me over?
Logan?
No.
Yes.
You know what's happening the day after we go watch Logan?
I go to New York.
Oh, that too.
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch, man.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So
yeah.
You'll have your hands full.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah. So, thanks.
Yeah.
They're going to be full Switch. I'm going to be switching it up.
Me switching all over the place.
Switching everywhere. It's portable. I can switch here.
I can switch in my car. I can switch when my wife's not looking. I can
switch on the plane, man. Switch on the road. Everywhere. Switching it up.
Yep.
Anyway, before that does happen, we are going to go watch Logan.
Yeah, and this past week, a couple statements that Jackman made. One of them, he was saying that Ryan Reynolds was actually sleeping on his porch, really, really wanting him to be in Deadpool Part 2.
I don't know if that was a literal statement, but
he literally said.
I mean, he literally said it.
He literally said it. But if it's literally the truth, that's another statement. But
oh man,
obviously, they have a good rapport. It looks like they've been hanging out a bunch per Instagram, or maybe they had just hung out that one day, and it's just them going back and forth about slowly releasing the pics. But I mean, It looks like they have a pretty good relationship.
It seems like they do. I mean, at least they fake it.
Yeah.
Very well. If they
or act.
Oh
man, yeah,
nice.
There you go.
Nicely done.
Yep, there you go. But he's like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm done with the character after Logan. That's pretty much it. And then, but a few days later, another team interviews him, and he's like, well, what if the Marvel Marvel Studios took over? The X-Men franchise. And he's like, yeah, I can kind of see myself get back into it. Like, what? Dude. Dick move.
Right? Like, oh, I'm done with this. I'm through. The character's over. a story arc, and then
Whoa, to get excited and hit the mic.
Yeah. Or to quote him,
Yeah.
he said, if that was on the table when I made my decision, it would certainly have made me pause. That's for sure, because I always loved the idea of him with that dynamic. With the Hulk, obviously, with Iron Man, but but that's a lot of smarter people with MBAs who can't figure that out. Ha 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 ha.
Nice.
You never know. So...
Yeah.
And that's kind of like and being part.
No,
that was in response to being like part of the Avengers,
Yeah.
like how it would be on there. But dude, like freaking, yeah, that's kind of messed up. Like, I mean,
well,
I can't say I disagree with him though.
Yeah, you know what? And it seems like he's still saying like, hey, he's done with it. But I'm pretty sure if it was done before he made his decision for him to be done, it would have gone a little bit differently. Like he would have been like, nah, okay, I can see myself, but I'm pretty sure he's in the mindset now. Like I'm done, I'm finished, but
I do what I want.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm gonna play.
Do you think this solidifies him not getting any more Wolverine movies on the Fox side?
Oh,
or Wolverine
I
anything?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think I read about the next X-Men director. I think Simon Kinberg, I think is his name, for the new Supernova that we talked about last week. Hasn't released a whole lot of information, but stuff is out there that they're thinking about casting a new Wolverine, where they're going to take the series. He doesn't really know. He's not allowed to say, of course. You can't really say much, but... he's just saying, like, I can't say much, but we're working on stuff, but that's all I can say.
Yeah.
Where it's going to go, who we're going to, what's happening, I can't say. So,
all right.
It is what it is, but we'll see what's happening.
Yeah, dude.
So, from one director to another, it looks like they snagged Matt Reeves to be the director of the new Batman flick. And Matt Reeves is probably most famous for doing the Planet of the Apes movies, the newer ones, not the Mark Wahlberg one, but the James Franco and the other ones. Yeah. And Rise. Did you like those movies?
I don't know if I ever really watched them. Oh no, wait. Yes, no. Yes. No.
Yes, but no.
Yes, I watched them.
Okay, good.
Now that I'm for sure on what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so Planet of the Apes, or Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and then Dawn of the Planet of the Apes came out. I don't think I saw Dawn.
I don't remember if we talked about that, because that hasn't been out too long, right?
No, because Rise was the one that came out with James Franco.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
And then Dawn came out, and then
that's with the guy who plays Commissioner Gordon.
Yes.
What's his name?
Gary Oldman.
Yeah. So
he didn't do Rise. He just did Dawn. And
okay.
What's the new one coming out?
War of the Planet of the Apes.
War. That's
for
right.
the Planet of the Apes.
War
of the planet.
for the Planet of the Apes. But yeah, I did see Dawn, and I thought it was pretty good. So it would be interesting to see his take on it, and.
Yeah, man, I liked that movie. Like, it wasn't great. It wasn't spectacular. It wasn't one of the ones that I'm like, I'm going to watch this all the time. Mm-hmm. But it was good. I enjoyed it. I don't know, man. I think they did a good job with that casting. Mm-hmm. I mean, casting. Signing? What do you call it when they get a director?
I don't know.
I mean, signing works.
Yeah.
Contracting? I mean...
And he was actually one of the directors for Cloverfield.
Yes.
And Let Me In. Did you ever see Let Me In?
No, I didn't.
So the Swedish version is Let the Right One In, and it's basically the same story, but about a boy that moves into an apartment with his family, and he's kind of like a loner, and kids pick on him at school. But the girl that lives in the room next to him, she's a vampire. Oh, wow. And she looks the same age as him, mm-hmm. and about them trying to get along and stuff, and it's actually a pretty cute little movie until all the death happens. But it's all right. Yeah, it's a really, really unique take on it. I think it's pretty good.
That's awesome. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I'll have to check that out.
Yes, for sure. I don't know. Did you watch the Santa Clarita Diet?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Finish that whole thing.
Okay. Right on.
Really good.
Nice.
We'll have to talk about that one maybe in a week or so.
Yeah. After all this shenanigans.
Maybe after Logan.
Yeah.
All right.
What's next?
But dude, well, I mean, a little bit more on that, man. Like,
oh yeah,
just because, dude, I really okay. So one is that he did, they confirmed that who the director is going to be, right, or who at least is on the docket to be the director right now. Mm-hmm. So they've officially announced it. It's in the works. It's going to happen. But like, what's happened with all this other stuff, like The Flash has lost like 3 directors where.
Yeah.
Like after they said, oh, yeah, this person is directing the movie, and then they just like
do
left.
A page 1 rewrite of the whole freaking thing. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So hopefully this person stays. But I mean, I think it's a good enough director that it would be good, and that 2, that Ben Affleck stays on. As Batman. And it seems like he's still a part of it because I know one of the things that he tweeted fairly soon after that, even though they didn't mention his name at all in the press release or when they actually talked about it, about the director coming on, Ben Affleck himself tweeted, "Welcome to the Batcave." Oh, yeah. So it's like, okay, cool. So hopefully he's still in the Batcave.
Yeah. Welcome. Make yourself comfortable. I'm on my way out. I'll see you later.
Deuces.
Bat deuce. Wait a minute.
So, I mean, yeah, it's cool. It'd be nice. We talked about last week, just for him to stay on and him to have a part of the project still, because it just seemed like he was really cool. So
yeah, man, damn it, he did a good job, I feel, as Batman, and I really would like to see his own iteration of it without the other shenanigans that's surrounding it, as far as like trying to build that bigger universe, so something more in line with the original tone, I guess, of the of the Nolan films.
Yeah,
cool.
Heck yeah,
bring it back around,
all the way back,
dude. Okay, what's next?
Han Solo.
So the production pic came out for Han Solo of the cast, or the full cast photo of, I guess, them sitting in the Millennium Falcon,
dude,
just hanging out, Chewie and crew.
But I love how just about everybody else, you could make a case that they would be part of the Star Wars universe already, with the photo itself. Yeah. And there's one sore thumb that just really sticks out.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
The guy in the bright blue hoodie hovering over everybody with a really goofy smile.
Yeah, so Woody Harrelson's hanging out there. He's not really in character. It seems like they're probably shooting that day, or maybe in a pre-production type mode.
I think they're just it might be even for I don't know, a table read type situation, you know? But the thing that's funny is that it's Chewbacca there.
Yeah.
Full costume.
He was sitting in hours in makeup, getting down on, and everybody's just like, oh, we're just going to hang out in jeans and hang out. That doesn't feel right to me,
But I mean, the fact that everybody else's daily wear seems like it could be part of this universe already, It's it kind of fits into this, how Star Wars would be except for Woody Harrelson. It's kind of cool. It's kind of awesome. It just stuck out so much.
He's going to bring a very Woody Harrelson role to this.
I really hope so, man. Because those are my favorite roles from him. It feels like, oh man,
The Hunger Games?
No. Zombieland.
Oh,
it feels like Zombieland is Woody Harrelson playing Woody Harrelson.
I'm not even going to try to remember his name. It could have been Tallahassee. It could have been Columbus. It could have been... I don't remember the city. I can never remember the city. Was it Tallahassee? I feel it was Tallahassee.
It's Tallahassee, but then you say them all, and I'm like, I don't remember anymore. I'm fairly confident going into it all the time, and then you start naming all this stuff, and I'm like, I don't know. It could be anything now. His name is San Antonio.
Maybe said I'm 33%. It was San Antonio.
Oh man, but yeah, dude. I mean, it looks cool, man. The cast is interesting, dude. It's a whole different set of faces, man, that we haven't really seen there. And then it threw me off even more just because it's the photo is in the Millennium Falcon. You're bringing this giant piece of lore that has so much history, so many things behind it, and then you put a character like Chewbacca in the picture also, and then with all these new people, it's whoa, a little bit of a shock. But dude, either way, man,
young Lando's in there,
right? Yeah,
Donald Glover.
Yeah, dude. So I don't know. I'm excited, man. This hasn't been my favorite thing coming out.
No.
Like, I don't think I've been hidden about that. Like, I was super excited for Rogue One ever since they announced it and what the concept was going to be. Super excited about, all the new Star Wars movies coming out, like Episode 7, Episode 8. But, like, this is probably the one that I was like, even more than Boba Fett. Like, if they were going to do the Boba Fett solo film, I was like, okay, cool. Like, expand on a character who we really haven't seen a whole lot of. Like, if he really is like a badass, then we should see him be a badass. And then instead they gave us this. And I was like, okay, like Han Solo wasn't really my favorite character to begin with. But the more stuff that comes out of it, the more they cast. The fact that Woody Harrelson's a part of it now, and then now this damn photo, like, okay, cool. Like, now I'm getting excited for it, thinking like, let's at least see what they can do with it and see what that story can be. And if it's not Han Solo being a jerk the whole time, then I'll be all right. We'll make this work.
Dude, yeah. Yeah, and I think you hit it right on the nose, man. Like, it's really difficult to say, like, I'm excited to see this because there's nothing that we're completely tied it in with. Like, there's no place in the universe where we're saying, like, okay, yes, they are younger, but where does it fit in the whole storyline?
Right, yeah.
You know, where we knew Rogue One was going to be because of these three terms, you know, in the opening credits of A New Hope, like, this is where this story plays.
Right.
Like, we don't know where this is, you know, so...
Yeah. Even before we knew, like, exactly where it was going to fit, like, that it was going to be butted up right against Episode 4, they had at least said and laid out that this was the plan to get the Death Star, like, the Death Star plans. This was, like, how those things were executed, like, from the very beginning before we knew anything else. Like, and this one just feels like, okay, well, cool, it's just young Han Solo. Okay, well, that doesn't tell me anything. It doesn't get me excited for anything. Like,
young
I don't,
Solo,
like, he's never been my favorite character in the movies. I love some of his lines. Yeah. His improvised I know is one of the best things I think ever in cinema. Yeah. But overall the character was just okay for me. But anyway, the picture does help to get me excited for it. So we'll keep an eye out and see what other things are going to come out. Because at the very least we have to, because we are Kenobi's corner.
That's right.
I feel like Kenobi would know what's going on in this universe.
Yeah, more so than we do. That's for sure. All right, man. Also, they came out this week. Alien Covenant dropped a scene, The Last Supper, the last, or not The Last Supper, but just Last Supper.
Last Supper.
I guess he didn't want to throw that in there and be like, "Ee," but it really gives you a feel of what, like, the overall tone is of the movie, where the mindset of the crew is. If you haven't watched it, we threw the link in our description, but essentially it's the crew of the Covenant hanging out before they go into hypersleep. You know, they're going to be colonizing a new world, and that's what they're there to do, essentially. Bringing everybody in, and they're just one celebratory drink before they hit the hay, you know. And there's one moment in there that was a callback to the original Alien, where everybody's around this table, it's all lit up, and one girl starts, coughing and choking, and you're like, oh shit, like, is it gonna happen? Is it this the part where
it all begins?
It all begins, and Michael Fassbender's character runs over to her and, like, slaps her in the back, and she, like, swallows whatever she's choking on, or spits it out, and he's like, I got your back. It's like a really weird scene, like, where he's like, whoa, what the hell's going on? And then they just continue on, so it seemed like it was a callback to that original scene, and a little nod, but it was cool.
Yeah.
What'd you think, man?
Dude, freaking awesome, man. And I love that it's like an official prologue to the movie.
Yeah.
Like, dude, nobody's done that, I don't think. Not that I can think of. And not in this way.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's kind of maybe, like, released clips, or you'll get a little glimpse of something. Logan's dropped a ton of those, like, where they've either dropped scenes from the movie or things that maybe are not in the movie, but they're not really explaining much of anything. You don't really get to see a whole lot of action. It's just, like, clips and sounds and, nothing super spectacular. And this is like a full-on, like, hey, this is what's happening and where we're at right now, and what you need to know going into the movie. Dude, freaking badass, dude. Like, I love it, man. Man, it just helps get you excited for the movie. And dude, I can't wait till this thing comes out, man. It's gonna scare the crap out of me for sure. But I can't wait till it comes out.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I know you're excited, but you're afraid.
Dude, I'm super afraid.
Yeah, just
I'm super afraid.
Gives you a raging fear boner.
I don't know, man. I feel like it could be the level of fear or excitement, like as like maybe the first one or the second one. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like it'd be right up there, dude. With that. And it's not really I don't know. There's a few jump scares and stuff, obviously, but it's that feeling of like, how the hell are they going to make it through this? Yeah. And that's I think part of what excites me. But man, like it's really cool, man. It really gives you a nice little glimpse into who the crew is and everything, also, and who the characters are that we're going to get in the movie. So that's cool, man. I like them so far. Nobody's made me angry. No. Which is usually the problem.
And they have like a couple guys that I didn't think that would be in a movie like this. Like James Franco, like I wouldn't see him in an Alien movie. And then also, I just had his name.
Danny McBride?
Danny McBride. Yeah. Damn it.
That's the one that I thought too. Like immediately off the bat, I was like, oh, what is he going to do? But I mean, he's playing it really cool. Yeah. Like, really cool so far.
But, he can definitely play that just like funny asshole that, that I think probably, what's his name? Bill Paxton. Bill Paxton played like an alien. It's like, game over, man. Game over,
Yeah. Oh, I could see that easily.
Yeah. I'm excited to see it, man. It looks good.
Heck yeah, dude.
Well, this might become a reality, my friend, because although the next story is definitely not within our wheelhouse, it is science. It's science fact now. Yeah, it's not science fiction. Outside of our wheelhouse, there's a galaxy not so far away that has 7 freaking planets that are kind of Earth-sized. Yeah, and they may have water on them, and it may be human and habitable.
It's what they call like within the habitable zone.
Yes.
And that dude, that's freaking cool, man.
And freaking scary at the same time. Like they show like some artist renditions of this, which is super cool because that was really quick that they found it out within a couple days, and then they're like, oh, okay, this is what it could look like, and it freaking looks like Tatooine, man.
Dude,
like
they all look like something. That'd be crazy. Yeah. I think all the planets are pretty close to within a habitable zone, right? Just because of the size of the star, the temperature that star burns at. Like they all could have the possibility of actually having life on them. Yep. Like, or we could go and inhabit those planets.
Colonize.
Colonize.
There you go. Let's forget that word altogether.
Dude, but it's really cool. I mean, so, even from their perspective and what they kind of talk about on like the releases of all these videos and everything they've been putting out from NASA. So, we'd have to, figure out how to travel at the speed of light. We'd have to get there.
Because we don't want to send a ship out there and then just drop off a whole bunch of carcasses. Like, well, that sucks.
I would travel at the speed of light, travel that far, and travel that fast while going that far. Like, it's crazy. And even then, it'd be like 40 years to get there. So,
wormhole.
Super crazy, but
wormhole,
right?
Or contact. Let's. Where's that machine?
We need to start looking at the TV signals being sent back to Earth. Is the first thing we need to do. Yeah. So we can find the map to build a machine, so then be transported through the wormhole to a different planet.
Keep Gary Busey's son away from it. He's just gonna blow it up.
Oh man, but dude, that's freaking cool, man. It's like that's super exciting. It's kind of crazy, like how fast since the star is so much smaller than our sun or our solar system. Just how fast these planets travel around like their star. Dude, that's freaking one of it. That's cool, and like the second. That would be like awesome to see, which probably will not happen in our lifetime. One can have crazy dreams, but that would be insane to see like something like that go down and be able to go out there. The fact that they're so close to each other that it'd be even theoretical. Like, if we can figure out to travel that far, I'm sure it'd be like a hop, skip, and jump away. Forget from planet to planet when you're there, or on that system. Yeah.
Or if you want to fly there, it'd probably be pretty quick too.
Yeah. That too. You shut your mouth, man. But yeah, dude. I mean, that was really, really cool. The link is in our description, but just the fact that space is out there.
Space.
There's so much of it, and I think like it's been a constant thing. Where everybody's always looking for a planet within the, that habitable zone, the magic zone of what it would be to a star to support life and sustain life. Like the fact that they found like 7 planets that are within range, or like what they think of the possibility would be that they could actually support life. That's freaking cool, man.
Yeah. Man, space, there's so much of it. And it's ever expanding. I don't want to think about it, because then you realize
feel like
how
super small.
Then you realize like how tiny we all are.
Yeah. We're like tiny people. Even in the size of the city, we're minuscule.
Yeah. No,
and then
true.
the size of the planet, we're super, super tiny.
Yeah.
And then
all right,
the
John.
size of the solar system.
All right, John. That's enough.
Think about your relative size to the size of the solar system. Just for a second, Eric.
No, I've already thought about it too long.
All right, let's move on then.
Let's talk about smaller things, actually. So with the Oscars coming up, we thought it'd be fun to kind of throw some of our favorite best ofs this year. They kind of fit in our wheelhouse somewhat. I don't know, what are we going to call these? I don't know. I don't think we can call it the Kenobis. We have to call
some
it
kind of like copyright thing there.
Maybe the Bens. No, that's when. Isn't that when you're in the ocean and then you get in the air and you get sick?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know. We're going to come up with a better name. But for right now, I guess it'll have to be the Kenobis.
Kenobis, the KCs?
The KCs. The Kansas City Royals?
Yes. The KCs. What would KC stand for other than Kenobi's Corner?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, cool. Oh, that's like a legitimate hat right there. We have it. Just KC on it.
KCs.
It's not Kansas City. But yeah, so let's go down some of the picks that we have.
And these are just random, off the top of our head. We spent some time thinking about them, but not a ton of time thinking about them, at least for the most part.
Yeah. There's maybe one that we spent too much time thinking about.
It wasn't that Eric spent so much time thinking about.
Okay, that's true.
But yeah, so both Eric nominated one, and then I nominated one for each category, and then we're just going to talk it out, see which one we actually give this award to.
Okay.
And it's not a literal, actual award, but I mean, at least in our hearts, we're giving.
And they're all winners in our hearts, that's for sure.
Oh, agreed. Agreed. Thank you, Eric.
Yeah.
Okay, so first up, best visual effects.
Okay. You went with Doctor Strange.
I went with Doctor Strange.
Why is that?
Dude, did you watch that movie?
I thunk. It's already starting off great. I think I did.
I think I did.
Twice, actually. And maybe 3 times.
Look, for me, it was one simple fact. That movie...
Hands on hands.
Hands on hands. That was one thing. That was really awesome. But the fact that they really... It just felt like the only movie that they really thought about in 3D. Like everybody else is like, oh, cool, yeah, 3D, and it's like all gimmicky stuff. Like, I'll just make something look really far away, or like something's coming out at the screen at you, but
throw balls at you,
dude, right? Yeah. So it's like it's nothing crazy, even if they do think about like what it is. Even James Cameron with his like revolutionary 3D and everything he did with Avatar, I don't think was anywhere near as good as this 3D, because they really took it from a 2D space, and rather than just giving it depth, they really made it like a 3D, almost like a 4th dimensional reality with all the stuff they did.
Yeah, fuck you, James Cameron.
Dude. So yes, in so many words. Yeah, that's how it can be summarized. But dude, I
immediately he turns this off. Ugh. Those bastards.
Thanks for how many episodes you listened to, James Cameron. I appreciate that. Now that we've alienated you forever.
Just like Avatar. Boom. Bringing it back.
But yes, dude, I don't know. That it was just, man, like visuals in that thing are some of the ones, like I want to watch that movie in 3D again. I don't think there's any other movie that I can actually say that about. Like, oh, it was cool in 3D, and yeah, 3D adds effects, but this movie makes me want to buy a 3D TV just so I can watch it in 3D, because it's that damn good.
Yeah, we both talked about buying 3D TVs because of this movie.
Yeah. So anyway, your nomination.
Mine,
Shin Godzilla.
Mine went a little other way. I thought the visuals and special effects, cinematography for Shin Godzilla were amazing. Because it was a combination, I feel like, of realistic effects and special effects. So but it's definitely a throwback,
practical.
like practical effects. There you go. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Like it definitely was a throwback to the original Godzilla. So if you really enjoyed those movies, like this is right into that vein. Like it's gonna make you feel like, oh my god, like I remember this, but not so campy. It just really steps it up. And the scenes, like there's this one scene where like he starts using his atomic breath.
Yeah.
And it's just the music with the way it goes down and the way he's destroying the city. He's definitely a villain in this one, and they do a different take on, like, he's evolving, like he's slowly evolving from, he starts like as a water creature, and then he evolves to like get on land. And when he gets on land, he's like, oh shit, I gotta start breathing air, and I gotta grow legs. And so it's super crazy. It's definitely a different take. So, but it's really, really good in that way. And so if you really enjoy them, like, you're definitely gonna enjoy this one for sure. And controversial ending if you see the ending. So, but damn it, man, I think it was just done really, really well. And yes, Doctor Strange was amazing. Definitely the CGI in it was incredible. But I think with the combination of CGI and with practical effects, I think Shin Godzilla took it for me. But that's just my thoughts.
Well, I didn't watch Shin Godzilla. I haven't watched it yet. Not that I don't want to.
Yeah.
Just haven't had a chance to yet.
Yeah, I think it's coming out on Blu-ray next month.
Yeah,
so.
I had like such a limited run on.
Oh yeah,
like,
it was
in the
like 3 days.
Yeah,
here.
so that I didn't get to watch it. But I mean, so I defer to you, man. If you think it's that much better than Doctor Strange, then heck, we're gonna give it to that one because I haven't watched it, so I can't argue the contrary.
I know.
This is on your shoulders now, Eric.
Heavy lies the crown.
I mean, now the weight of the world and the solar system and the galaxy.
John, it's so heavy.
All on your shoulders, man.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a Shin Godzilla.
Boom, there it is.
Boom.
First award, Shin Godzilla.
Boom, boom.
So if anybody who watches Shin Godzilla, if you really want an award, we can maybe make something for you.
Yeah.
Just contact us.
Yeah. It'll be.
It's not going to happen, but
yeah.
I mean, just to throw it out
maybe
there.
Maybe it'll be lightsabers. Ooh, it should be just the pommel, of the lightsaber. I don't know. Who knows?
We would think of something if anybody contacts us.
Yeah, that's for sure.
To make a theoretical award. Anyway, moving on. Musical or best music / score. For myself, I put Johan Johansson for Arrival.
Why you say that?
So it's kind of a crazy soundtrack. Like, I don't know if you've had a chance. Did you watch Arrival?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember the music on it at all?
I felt like it was more ominous tones.
Yes. Exactly. That's exactly why. Because they did he did such a good job of making ominous tones, but really in a musical way. Like, because a lot of times ominous tones, like, I think immediately my mind goes to Sarah Marshall.
That's exactly what I was thinking right now. I was going to go, boom, boom.
Because forgetting Sarah Marshall, it's like so much of like, and it's true, they really exaggerated, I think, in that movie, but it's really what ends up happening. A lot of times it's just like, boom, like you get tones, and there's no real music to it. It's not musical, it's just tones. And dude, it's one of the ones that I think brings it together to make an actual score out of it, rather than just like, oh, tones here and there. And it doesn't distract from the movie, I don't think. Like, from when I watched it and like what I remember of it, it doesn't distract, but it enhances a lot of those things. Yeah. And it's, even though it is tones, it's almost tones the entire time. Yeah. But it changes so much within that. Like, it's just a grand scale of those that are really setting the tone for everything else, Yeah. So I thought it was pretty good. I mean, at least for all the stuff that's come out recently, because, I mean, Marvel has the reputation of, basically not doing an actual score for it, just kind of like being really playing it safe and kind of hands-offish. Like, as long as it'll work, it's okay. It'll be on there. Yeah. And then the contrary to some of the DC stuff that's really distracting, I think, with some of the music. It just kind of like takes you out of it, especially when you have like crazy guitar riff. like Wonder Woman showing up on the screen. It's like,
that was really from 300.
yes,
Okay,
yeah, that one. And I mean, some of the other ones, like I just didn't get to watch because, like your nomination, I didn't watch that movie, so maybe it is just that better, and I just didn't get to watch it. But
No.
I think like the tones in that one and the way it sets things up and the moods that it sets throughout the movie, like it was perfect for that. And even then, listening to it, it'd be like you listening to 10 Hours of Sirens. Like you can really just kind of use it as a distraction when you're listening to just as in it itself.
Yeah, I hate your guts. Yeah, well, I mean, I chose Kubo and the Two Strings. There's a rendition of While My Guitar Gently Weeps. And Kubo is, if you haven't seen it, it's basically the same studio that did Caroline and Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so stop motion animation mixed with animation. And it's basically a kid who, has a guitar, like with, I think, a piece of his hair and like a piece of string from, I can't remember the full story, which is terrible in this regard, but it's a really, really good story, like really well told. And he has his eye plucked out by his mom's sister. And this is a kid's movie.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, it's super crazy. And it's great. It's about family and love and all this stuff, and it's really, really cool. But he has this little 2-string guitar, and it's the rendition of "While My Guitar Gently Weeps" by the Beatles. That's done. I think it's done very well. But it's just like a soundtrack, like just one of the songs in there, and I think it's covered by Regina Spektor, who does a lot of famously 90s things out there. But actually, when I first saw this, we talked about fear boners earlier, and I was thinking about It Follows, because that was one of the things, like, I was just like, score, and like the It Follows score was just like, it stuck with me so bad, and the synth that's involved in that, and it reminded me of Stranger Things now, and how that's going. And then Cody got me into Tangerine Dream, which is basically another synth band, and so I've been on this whole synth kick recently. And
you didn't listen to Arrival?
No, actually,
just kidding. Anyway,
sorry,
no, just poking. Just making
but
fun.
I mean, really, like that It Follows soundtrack was something that I really wanted to put in here, but it came out in 2015, not 2016. So I think I got to give it to you, man, because you're definitely on point with that. Arrival, and it was a really good flick. I enjoyed it, and just the way you fought that argument, I think you got it.
All right, I win.
Yeah.
Okay, so
One for
Johan
one.
Johansson, contact us. Get your reward. All right, so next, Best Director. Go ahead, man. We'll let you go first.
Okay, so I chose the Russo brothers for Captain America: Civil War. Just because they did Yumi and Dupree before this, which is not in this kind of realm at all. But man, they took the original story, which a lot of people didn't like, the Captain America, the first Captain Avenger,
the first Avenger.
First Avenger. There you go.
Avenger. Yes.
But they really did take this story and like blow it out, man. Like they just brought everybody together and really, man, I just thought it was done really stupid well.
Yeah.
Like just continuing on like what they did with Winter Soldier, and man, they just really knew how to bring everybody together, tell a great story, introduce new characters, and make it feel like. Because they could have gone the route with Spider-Man, they could have gone the route with Spider-Man where they gave his backstory and they showed like Ben getting killed again. They could have done all that, and instead it was just a throwaway line where Tony Stark's talking with Spider-Man and him saying, ever since 6 months ago, the stuff started happening, and Tony's like, yeah, man, whatever,
Yeah.
like totally dismissed him to where he's like having all the feels like start coming up, and he's like, no, we're talking about this, like bring it back, so he kind of like, man, like I just think they did the storyline really well. Action piece is really good. It was funny. It had a lot of things in it. I don't know. I thought, for best directors, the Russo brothers got it for me.
Yeah. I mean, they did a good job. I can't argue that. Like, they did an awesome job. That movie was for how many characters they had to juggle, and kind of putting everything on screen and making all that action work, especially at the scale of some of that action. Like, that was really good. Dude, but for me, it's kind of a change of pace from that, because where Civil War is very high action, like just action all the time, things being thrown at you all the time, a bunch of heroes, like tons of different people. Like, you have the other side of the spectrum for me, which is Dan Trachtenberg in 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah.
Because 10 Cloverfield Lane is 3 characters, like 3 people living in a bunker secluded from everything else. Like, the entire movie most of the movie takes place in like 3 different rooms. Like, 3 to 4 different rooms, probably 4 different rooms, but I mean, that's it. Like, you don't get much of anything. And dude, the way that everything about that movie to me is what makes it for me and what I thought was better. Part of what suffers for me on the on that whole side of it, with the Marvel things, and this is just all of them in general, is that whole washed out feel of, kind of everything has the same tone and color and everything. And part of what I like about movies is when they use color and palette to tell part of the story. And dude, everything to me tells part of the story in 10 Cloverfield Lane, right? So it's not just the actors, the colors they use, the backgrounds they use, the way certain parts of things are lit up, the camera angles that are shot, like just everything about it I thought was just absolutely gorgeous and beautifully done in 10 Cloverfield Lane. And that's why to me was like, that's what elevates the movie for me. It's not just because it was like a cool story and good actors, but dude, just the way the story is told through that whole narrative, through all the cinematography, all the, like I said, palettes and colors and lights and everything put together is like, dude, freaking awesome. Like, one of my favorite movies, I think.
Of all time?
I want to say of all time, but
Ooh.
I'm like, I feel like that's kind of pushing it, since it's only been a year that it's been out, or less than a year that it's been out. But man, already, like, that's one of the ones that, like you are with The Martian, I am with this. I'll just kind of throw it on there and like, hey, like, let's watch it again, because that's that good to me.
Yeah.
But
no, I mean, that's a good point. I think that with 10 Cloverfield Lane, I really did enjoy it, and I think the opening scene too was really done really well. Like, quietly explaining, because there's no words, like the scenario and the situation and how she gets into it. The only thing I didn't like about 10 Cloverfield Lane was the ending, man. Like, the ending did not do it for me.
Oh, dude, that's one of my favorite parts.
I almost choked. I was so upset.
It's so good.
Where's Michael Fassbender to hit me on the back so I can not die? But I think it just told too much, and where he did a great job of minimalizing the entirety of the movie at the very end, it was like, okay, here are the creatures. Spoiler alert, by the way. Here are the creatures. She defeats one, and then, like, a call to action, she's just like, no, I could escape, but I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna take the fight to them. And I don't know, I was like, yeah, that's cool, story of one, but I don't know.
Dude, I thought that was awesome. Like, I thought that was really cool. I'm sorry you don't like it.
No, it's okay.
But I mean,
is it a draw on this one? Are we agreeing to disagree?
I don't know, dude. It depends on whether you think that is part of the directorial line. Like, does that make the rest of the movie suffer just because of the way it ended?
Well, considering that in Captain America, like, I feel like it was a shot for shot, things were all thought out.
Dude, I think exactly the same thing for that one, man.
You don't like the ending?
No. Like, I think it, like, the endings to me are equal. Like, there's no, like, it was shot for shot thought out for in 10 Cloverfield Lane for me. Like, just because I loved the way that ended. Like, I really love that ending sequence. And I'm not the only one, so you can't just say it's just me.
No, I'm not saying it's just you at all, because it was really good. And he, of course, Dan Trachtenberg, I really enjoyed his work. What I saw before this, he wasn't as, like, this director type before this, but I mean, I'm not saying I don't like him, because I do, but I'm just saying, in the scheme of things, the best one, I would say, would be the the Russo brothers.
Okay, and we got to agree to disagree.
Okay, all right.
All right. So draw.
Nobody gets that one. Dan.
No, they
or
both
the
get
Russo-
something.
Oh, okay. They get a small.
I mean, we need to get somebody an award. We need
true.
to give the most chance for the amount of people to contact us.
That's true.
Since nobody ever will, but
Yes.
there's that hope out there. At least I'm giving myself false hope. So it's a complete draw. They both get an award.
There's hope for everything, John.
Yes. And okay, cool. Awesome. So let's go. Let's move on.
Okay, so
Spent a lot of time on that.
Yeah. So best sidekick in an actor role.
Or best sidekick
male.
I just like
best sidekick male.
So rather than calling it like best supporting actor or actress, like why not call it a sidekick? Because that's what we all are, right?
Yeah. John, well,
there's
a situation we're in where, you're the yin to my yang. But
whoa.
So we're one and the same, I feel.
Right.
Where we're equals in this regard. So we're each other's sidekick, we're each other's hero.
And it always depends on the situation, too, because, when it comes to the tech stuff, you're definitely my sidekick. But when it comes to finding all these stories, I'm definitely your sidekick.
That's right.
So,
in this whole scheme
there's
of
always
life.
an argument to be made.
Yeah,
but
that's
yes.
True. But you chose Dan Fogler from Fantastic Beasts.
Yes.
Dude, that's a good choice. That's a pretty spot-on choice.
Well, you had Benedict Wong, Doctor Strange. As Wong.
Yeah, as Wong. Yeah, man, I feel like he was the quiet cool. He was the silent beast. He was, and it wasn't until the very end where he kind of like just broke that and was just like, chuckled a little bit. And that he kept it real, I thought, throughout the whole thing and was just keeping everybody grounded, I don't know. That's why I enjoyed his performance.
Yes.
Like, because he just played the straight lace. Like, I'm not gonna.
Yeah. No, and that was really good. I really enjoyed his character. When we talked about Doctor Strange, I totally agree, man. Like, dude, awesome. Like a really, really awesome job. But dude, Dan Fogler as Jacob in Fantastic Beast. My goodness, dude. Like, there's so many scenes that he almost steals a scene, but that's what makes it even more perfect for me, because when he's at about to the point where like, oh, dude, it's just stealing a scene, like, dude, it draws it back into the entire story for all those characters, and it's like so damn good.
And damn it, I think I got to give it to you in this regard too, because now thinking back on the movie itself, he just had a wider range, and like he just hit me in the feels there at the end, and everybody feels it for him, just like
right.
Here you had this amazing journey, and now you met this awesome lady. And she's totally into you, but now you gotta forget it. And you're like,
and the way he played it, dude,
yes,
like it was like from going like being goofy and happy and confused and angry and then super sad. It's like, damn it, man.
Okay, I'll give it to you on that one. That one's, I don't even want to fight my guy anymore.
All right. So
you made great
Dan Fogler,
points.
contact us if you want your award.
Yeah.
Best sidekick.
Yeah.
All right. So best sidekick actress. I have Tilda Swinton, man, from or playing the Ancient One in Doctor Strange. Dude, I think she did an awesome job. Like for somebody who's a big role in the comic books, and to bring that to light, and it's a gender swap already. Yeah. And then two, the way the movie plays out, spoilers if anybody hasn't watched it, which I don't know why you'd be listening to this if you haven't watched that. Go watch it right now.
True.
But who she ends up playing, like, or the range that she has to do within the character on screen because of what happens to the character arc, like all the way through, from going to being like, kind of the mentor, the good guy, the one who's flawless, to being the one that all of a sudden like has flaws and is on the teetering edge of being good or bad, or, kind of, you have to really feel for the character to be like, doing the right thing with questionable methods, but for the right reasons. And dude, she played that damn well, dude. And that's probably one of the most emotional, touching scenes of the year for me. When they're on the balcony in astral projection, like, and even just the lines dropped themselves and the way she delivers those lines about, stretching out the last seconds of her life, like into this moment, just because she doesn't want to go, like, even though that's inevitable for her. Like, damn, man, like there was some good stuff that happened and she was able to really do with the character. I mean, it's a testament of who she is as an actress, but man, like, really did a damn good job on this role.
Yeah, I'm going to say no on that.
Well,
No. That's a good point. And yes, she, as an actor and actress, she's really good. But I think, like, as far as the story itself and just the way, like, things are just drawn out, I don't know, man. I feel like she's more of a major player than just a sidekick. I feel like
Scarlett, but she's not the main point of, like, the movie.
She's probably one of the. I think she's more of a primary character than a sidekick character.
You just.
And the only reason why I say that is because
you just want to win your
Scarlett
argument.
Johansson in Captain America is more of a sidekick character because the main characters are, yes, there's a lot of characters in it, Falcon and Ant-Man and Spider-Man, but the main characters are Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans. They're Captain America and Iron Man. They're the main point of the story. And Scarlett Johansson, she plays both sides of the line in that. Like, she understands. Like, she's like, hey, like, this is, yes, I believe in this, but also this is true. And she has to play, like, both sides of the field. She has, she has to play it both ways throughout the movie. And I think she plays a better sidekick to both of them. Both sides of the team, or both teams. I don't know, man. Like, I just don't feel like Tilda Swinton. I feel like she is like she's like the main point. Like, she gets Doctor Strange to where she needs to be. It's
right. That's the point of a sidekick. Anyway, either way,
Robin doesn't make Batman.
This is not called Batman. Doctor Strange and the Ancient One, and it's not called the Ancient One. It's called Doctor Strange. Like, and for somebody who's there for, like, only 3/4 of the movie, like, that's not a main character. Mm-hmm. Like, if you wanted to make for Baron Mordo, can't never say his name. If you wanted to make an argument from him as the main character, I would understand that, because even he's got way more screen time than Tilda Swinton does. So that to me is just that makes what it is, man. Like, that's who it is. As much as I like Scarlett Johansson and as much as I like the characters that she did in Civil War, I mean, she did a good job holding her own for that movie and for what that character needed to do in that movie. But in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't anywhere near as much as what, like, the Ancient One had to be for the role in Doctor Strange, and who that role had to be for Doctor Strange. I mean, I don't know, man. I just don't.
No, that's fair. I mean, that's a fair statement. I mean, it's wrong, but it's fair.
You just want Scarlett Johansson to have an award.
She just needs to contact me, man.
Okay.
And, we'll be okay.
So we're calling this one a draw, too.
Okay.
That's what happens. This is what happens when we start putting stuff down.
Okay. So, Best Actor.
Best Actor.
I think this is the one that we thought about, like, this one. Do you feel like you put the most time on this one? Or
No.
No? Okay.
No, my most time would probably spend on the sidekicks that I really spent a bunch of time thinking.
Obviously.
For me, the Best Actor, Best Actress were easily, like, dude, done.
Okay.
I got this.
All right.
Putting it down. And for Best Actor for myself, James McAvoy as Dennis, Patricia, Hedwig, the Beast, Kevin Wendell, Crumb, and Barry, Orwell, and Jade. In Split.
All right.
And I think we've talked about it recently, talked about it to death.
I know exactly.
Genius.
I know exactly. And actually, he was the one that I was going to choose for Best Actor as well. But I also feel like John Goodman did an amazing job in 10 Cloverfield Lane.
He did a damn good job in 10 Cloverfield
and I think
Lane.
he would probably been like the knock out of the park win if Split hadn't been made last year.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Is it going to Split? Is that all the argument we need?
I think so.
James McAvoy playing everybody and their mama and doing such a great job and making you feel each one of those characters individually.
Well, wait. Hold on, wait. When did Split come out?
It came out this year.
2017?
Yeah, I use the calendar for when eligible movies are for the Oscars.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Trust me, I looked into that.
Okay. I was no, wait. Out of left field. John Goodman takes it. No, man, 110%. I think James McAvoy definitely deserves that.
Yeah.
So, Professor X, whenever you want to contact us, let us know.
Yes, definitely. Let's hear. We'll make it. We'll have to make it first, so let us know.
Anyway, but it's here in our minds.
In our minds, in our hearts.
Yeah.
Best actress. So, I mean, I think I could definitely see yours and what you did.
I see what you did there.
With who your pick was. But for me, it was Felicity Jones as Jyn Erso in Rogue One. It already was a great movie, right? Like, I mean, I love it. It's part of the Star Wars universe. I usually will love things regardless, just because of that. But dude, she did a really good job in playing that role and playing it, like making you feel things for that character with what little limited time you have with the character on screen. Yeah. Like, dude, really felt like the weight of her backstory and who she was. Really bought the character right away. Dude, and then the fact that, like, it plays so fast, and I know people complain about it, that you don't really get a whole lot of depth and time with the character, and people complain about exactly the opposite, that you don't feel anything for these characters. But man, like, her portrayal of the role makes me feel for these characters, not just hers, but like everybody else's. Like, really bringing that team together, really having those inspiring moments, and then really, dude, there was a couple of times in that movie where I was just like, I'm breaking down into tears, like seeing her cry, watching freaking her dad deliver a message that completely shatters her world. Dude, and you feel it, man, with the way she acted that part out. Like, dude, just so damn good. Yeah. And then I completely agree for your nomination, too, in a couple of those scenes.
Yeah, definitely. Jennifer Lawrence in Passengers, man. I feel like, I know that there's a lot of hate out there for Jennifer Lawrence in some aspects, but as far as this movie's concerned, man, okay, like, if you haven't seen Passengers, then you probably don't want to hear this, because this is definitely full spoilers. So the way Passengers was presented was in a way of, hey, these two people are awake on a ship, and, what's going to happen? There's nobody else awake, but that wasn't the story at all. Like, the story was Chris Pratt's awake for almost a year, and he realizes that he's not going to see anybody else for the rest of his life. Yeah. And he sees her, reads her backstory, because she's in a pod also. They're on their way to this distant planet they have another 90 years to get to. So, they got to figure it out. And it's like he wakes her up. So his torture waking her up, and then she realizing, like, hey, like, it wasn't an accident. Like, it was actually him that did it. And just the whole range of, hey, how could I have met this person? Out of, like, all the things that could have happened, you meet these two people that are amazing, and then you find out that he's the reason why you're going to die, and damn it, man. Like, I just thought she did a really great job. Like,
I think so too. Like, I really think so. Like, for me, what did it in, because I'm telling you, man, like, that's why I completely agree with your nomination, because that was like my number 2. Yeah. And the one thing that tilted the scales for me was because of who she had to play off of. Because to me, Chris Pratt to me is like a number 3 when we start talking about James McAvoy, John Goodman, and Chris Pratt, like, right behind him, and the fact that she had that to play off of, like, not necessarily lessens the performance for her, because she still had to do, like, a really good job, but I think it just makes it a little easier when you have something to play off of, and because his performance is so damn strong in that one too. You think of Chris Pratt as a funny guy, as the jokester, and he does do some other roles, but I mean, that's not his primary thing. But when it gets to those points in the movie, even though he is a jokester and he does do other things, when it comes to those scenes, like, damn, dude, like, you feel it from his side as well. And I think that kind of puts you in the mood for what then she has to do and how to react from it. And, and while it's very, very good, I mean, it's not the same of having to carry that whole performance like I think Jyn Erso had to do or Felicity Jones as Jyn Erso in Star Wars in Rogue One. So, I don't know.
A Rogue One story.
Or Rogue One story.
Or Rogue One.
I can't talk today, man. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's a good thing that this is a visual performance that we're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see Felicity Jones, and I can definitely. But then I know how much you want Felicity Jones to get it, too. Because I have no love lost for Jennifer Lawrence, but I know Felicity Jones is definitely one of those for you. If you know what I mean, and I think you do.
I'm the one. I'm not the one who was talking about like watching all the other.
I feel like you're biased. I feel like you got some bias going on. So I still got to say I'm going to give it to Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agree to disagree?
Are we going to another draw? I think we're going to another draw here.
Damn, man.
Dude, those are two outstanding performances. Like,
yeah, that's true.
I mean, we really can't like split. That's like splitting hair, dude. Like, you can't.
It's like splitting James McAvoy into 7 different characters.
Right? Yeah, that did seem possible.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm going to get the next one. So, most true to story. There's really not a comparable category for this in the Oscars, but or maybe
we just felt like because of the realm of movies that we kind of do. You know, like there's so many things that we do that have a story based in something else.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why, you know, like, hey, let's come up with one that's just us.
Yeah.
And I think it's this one, most true to the story.
Okay.
So for myself, Deadpool.
Yeah, I mean, just choose like the highest grossing R-rated comic book movie of all time. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you can do that.
Dude, easy pick. No, man, but that's the thing, dude. It's like that's exactly why I keep talking about that and why you keep bringing it up, and then I keep rebuttaling it with the exact same thing. That's not what made this movie good.
No, not at all.
And I like it almost makes me mad that they kind of went with like Logan and a rated R movie after the success of this, because that's not what made the movie good. If that's what they think made this movie good, they're wrong. Like that's totally.
And I think what we're going to find out is that you're absolutely right. That wasn't the reason why this movie was good, but Logan, I think, will be showing us that they did not take it there because they felt like it was going to make the movie great. I think that there's a whole nother reason, but hopefully we'll get to see that soon.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, I agree. Like, I think it's just more like opening it up to be able to do some of the stuff that you can't really do in a PG-13 movie, which is fine. Yeah. But, I mean, dude, I don't know. Deadpool to me, like, it's hard to get his character right if you don't have the right people online. But, dude, the fact that, like, Ryan Reynolds fought so freaking hard to do things his way and being the way that it is in the comics. And dude, I think that just makes it like so true to who the character is, so true to who what those stories should be about.
Yeah.
You know, like what we really want to see out of that character and how to, you know, what we really want to see out of the movies for that character and the universe that they're based in. So that's why that one's on there for me. Okay.
I mean, that's a good point. But I feel like the most true to story would be coming from a source material. I mean, I think Deadpool definitely had his, you know, he got his character down. He got his mannerisms, his, you know, his comedy, his fourth wall breaking, his, you know, just his gallant stroll. He got that down.
Yeah.
But as far as like the story itself of what was going on, I feel like the Killing Joke is that way for me. And yes,
sure.
Pick
the one that's like an animated movie of an animated like comic book.
Yeah,
you just have to take the images to screen. Just kidding.
But you know what? That's so crazy because I feel like that's the proper adaptation. Like it was because DC's never gonna make a live action Killing Joke.
I mean, they could. And it would probably be pretty damn cool.
It would be amazing. Yes, it would be like here's what I'm hoping. Like DC and Warner Brothers, for who they are, see like the wonderfulness that will be that has been Deadpool, Logan. Do an R-rated DC version, R-rated Superman. Dude, if they did like some of that like Flashpoint line of where like Superman like rips Joker's heart out, you know, would be amazing. You know, totally hard R, you know, the Joker kills Lois Lane while she's pregnant, you know, man, that'd be super rough to see on film. But the Killing Joke for me, yes, it did have some liberties with the story. Of course, Batgirl and Batman weren't a thing.
Yeah.
And they really, really kind of drew out that that part of the story.
Yeah.
And I think just to kind of like enhance, maybe not enhance, but like get more of like the brutality of the Joker's attack on her.
Yeah.
And how that affected Batman.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, that for me is what made this movie bad. I didn't like this movie at all. No, I didn't. But it's for that exact reason. You know, like the elements that they added into it, I thought made the story worse, not made it better. Like that's why for me. You know, I mean, if you felt that it enhanced the story, then, you know, I'm not going to tell you what you think. But for me, it did not. Like, it went the opposite direction.
But I think overall, like, other than that portion, like, which is relatively small portion to, you know, Mark Hamill coming back and playing Joker and playing out his lines. And, you know, the rest of the story was pretty true to form.
Right.
But I mean
if we're doing this based on accuracy, then I can't argue with you. Like accuracy wise, like everything else besides a couple of those things that they added, you know, that were sprinkled throughout the whole movie.
Peppered.
All right, peppered if you want, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But like that goes, then The Killing Joke. But if it's like the best. The one that's more well done as far as like staying true to the source material, then for me, easily Deadpool.
Yeah, you can go either way. We should have probably defined this better.
Yeah.
So we both win.
No, man. I mean,
No,
the category
actually,
I wrote down most true to story, and if that's The Killing Joke, then that's The Killing Joke. Totally fine. I still love things about Deadpool that are, you know, completely on the other side, but
yeah,
I mean, if we split it into two categories, you know, the one that stays true to the heart of its source material, easily Deadpool for me.
Okay. I'm not saying I don't like Deadpool because I do. We watched it the other day.
Yes.
And I don't think The Killing Joke is like has rewatchability, but
right.
I mean, I'll watch it again if somebody has it, but like I'm not gonna like, oh, it's a Sunday afternoon, I'm gonna watch it.
It's on HBO, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so anyway,
best non-live action.
We need to get moving.
I know, man. This is drawn out. So let's burn through these really quick.
Best non-live action. So
I said Moana,
yes,
because that's just a good movie, man.
I still haven't watched it. I want to watch it so bad, and I still haven't had a chance to see it.
Okay.
So hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully soon I'll get to watch it. But for me, I said Pete's Dragon?
Question mark? Yeah, that's definitely live action one because there's real people in it. So
okay, but the main character or who that movie's supposed to be about. Well, I mean, I guess I can make an argument for Pete, but the dragon is fully animated.
Yeah.
So I think I lose that one just based on America.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I haven't really. I mean, I watched Zootopia as an animated movie. I watched Pets, which doesn't even fall anywhere near
our categories.
Yeah. So both of which I really enjoyed. But I mean, I feel like we want to just still stick a little bit more to what our genre is, and if you want to give it to that,
a little bit of fantastical, a little bit of spiritual realm, somewhat stars and whatnot. So it's good.
You go Moana. Easy.
Hands down.
Done.
Okay, now
best
movie. Okay, and and you know what's funny is like I didn't pick any of the categories like that had anybody in this, but I even went with your pick on this. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Yeah.
That was my pick.
Why?
We're not a huge like we've watched all the Harry Potters.
Yes,
but this was like the first Harry Potter universe movie that like we were really both excited for.
Yeah.
And really got into, even to where like when we're watching this, like Campy's like, why is this happening? Like, where is this coming from? Like, how did this happen? Like, she wanted to see more and see what's going on. And I know she's excited about the next one that's coming out. So I just felt like as a re-engagement to the universe and, you know, just opening up to like a broader scale of people, like it just fit. The story was really done well. It made you feel about the characters, not even the main characters, their sidekicks. Yeah. Like you felt for, and just like the whole universe as itself was done really well. I think the only negative I can say about it is that, you know, Grindelwald.
Yes, Grindelwald.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That he's going to be in it for the time going forward.
The point at which everybody in the theater that I was in started laughing.
Yes, exactly.
I just had to throw that out there.
Yeah.
Just to start making my argument for my pick.
so that's why yours doesn't work. Okay.
No, but my pick, I mean, I don't know. I don't see this being a surprise, but like Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Dude, God, man. Okay, walking out of the theater for Fantastic Beast, I was like, dude, that was really awesome. Really enjoyed it. Grindelwald was funny. But like, dude, everything else.
Which was not a point to be funny.
Right? Exactly. Like, but everything else, like where you're supposed to laugh, you laugh. Where you're supposed to have feels, you have feels. Everything was done like really well for that movie. Well, it's a good story, well planned out, well done. I think like, and it's funny because Brandy and I think are like way bigger Harry Potter fans than you and Gabby are.
Yes,
and dude,
hands down.
Yeah, and we love that movie. Like that movie's really great. Like we can't wait for it to come out on video and watch it again. I could not wait for that. For Rogue One. Like we went to the movies like 3 different times to go see this movie because it was damn good, dude. Yeah. It's probably one of my all-time favorite Star Wars movies. Easily jumps past a bunch of them. Oh, wow. You know, like, and I mean, even some of the classic ones, you know, I love those classic ones, but damn, like this makes its way into there because it's so freaking good, dude. It's really, really good. I just love the way the story is presented. I love the way that, you know, all the actors did. Like, I mean, we talked about that for supporting actor. I wanted to put or sidekick character. I wanted to put Cassian. What's his name?
Diego Luna
as Cassian, dude, because he did a really good job, dude. Like he does a good job. And then even then, like with such little time that you have with the character, like from his story arc from beginning to end, you get a feel of how he changed and how he's grown and how things are happening. Dude, the way that the movie ends, like I didn't think that's again, Felicity Jones not only made me cry at the beginning parts of it, like there's so many times throughout the movie that other people like just have those moments, like have their heroic moment that it makes you feel something because of that. There's a bunch of little jokes everywhere. K2SO, like dude, it's a freaking droid, man. Like I don't think I've ever felt like that much for a droid. I love R2-D2, but if R2-D2 got shot and killed, I think it would be more of like, oh, that's really sad because he's been with us for so long, you know? And like when like K2SO gets shot and killed, it's like, oh my God, like that hurts so bad. You know, and I mean, just
and you don't even know him.
Dude.
You don't even know him, John.
Don't even know him. And for me, also the fact of like, so Fantastic Beasts had a little bit of this where it had the weight on its shoulders to be good because of the whole Harry Potter franchise, and having to live up to those expectations and what everything is for there. But I think it got a lot of help because of that, you know, with that aspect of it. And to me, it's a bigger weight on your shoulders to do an outside of regular continuity Star Wars stuff, you know, a side story, a Star Wars story, the first one that's not part of the episodic series of Star Wars movies, and to have that weight on your shoulders, carry that weight, and then come out with something that's like, dude, like masterfully done, like, you know, just the right amount of darkness, the right amount of like sad, and the right amount of like moments where, I mean, you feel that hope. You know, even the movie ends with the line, you know, like about being hope. Like you feel that even though these characters don't end up making it all the way through. Spoilers for Rogue One.
Yeah. By the way, we got to get better with that, man. We got to say spoilers before we actually say it.
Someday we'll actually do it. But anyway, like that's why that one's my pick. So I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah,
go one way or the other?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Star Wars on this one. I can't fight you on that.
It's good stuff, dude.
I mean, they're both very, very good.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, I think we had more feels for Star Wars. And not just because we're Kenobi's corner, but
just because the movie made us that way.
Yeah.
Dude.
And you know what? Next year, it's definitely not going to be Han Solo. So,
yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Move aside.
Yeah.
Well, then we also have Episode 8.
Episode 8.
That's
Jedi.
Yep.
A Jedi awakes.
We'll see.
The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi.
A year from now, we'll see if we're still around and we're still doing this, which I really hope we are. And that's up to everybody listening. Just kidding.
We might be.
Put the weight on your shoulder. So Eric doesn't have to feel like everything's on his.
Yeah. It's the world.
It's so massive. Okay. Anyway, that just about closes up. We went really long this episode.
Super long, man.
Yeah. So hopefully everybody enjoyed it. Hopefully everybody likes our picks. If you don't like our picks, definitely hit us up. We're at Kenobi's Corner on Twitter. Hit us up anytime on there. We'd love to get back to you and have a chat on there if you have questions or just want to let us know or maybe comment on some of our picks. We're on SoundCloud.com/Kenobi's-Corner. That's where we primarily post the podcast to. But then that does mirror to iTunes and the Google Play Store in the podcast sections there. That way you guys can pick us up there. We're also on YouTube. We'll post the episodes on there. Not a whole lot of visuals going on, just one of the logos we made, but you can listen to it at the very least there, and also a good place to comment, and we can actually get to those comments and respond back if you guys really would like to have a conversation.
Yeah, man.
Yes, other than that, we'll see you guys next week.
Okay, until then, guys and gals, enjoy yourselves and each other.